Welcome to Wisdom Inspired, a podcast designed to help high achievers to eliminate burnout and overwhelm. Now let's prepare to open our hearts, our minds, and our notebooks to receive today's wisdom. And so Coach Dorothy has been taking us on a journey in the pause, the purpose of the pause, the behavioral pause, the operational pause, and it has really been mind-blowing for me. There's been so much revelation in my life as a result of this series. But she's not finished. We still have to get to the S of the pause and the E of the pause. But don't worry, she'll be back to continue the series. But today, we're going to pause for a brief interlude. And today's topic is the interlude in the pause. The interlude in the pause. So the interlude that word originated to describe a transitional moment for the audience, of a play to kind of catch their breath between the acts of the play or movie or some type of production. In fact, the original meaning comes from the Latin word interludium, meaning between a play. An interlude is most commonly described as a pause between the acts of a play where something is being performed during the intermission. Much like a pause, an interlude is an intervening period of time between two other things, like a break between your morning and afternoon work, for example. That is an interlude. Now, in music, an interlude is an instrumental passage that comes between sections of the lyrics in a song, like between a verse, which is the part of the lyrics that tells the story, and the chorus, which is the repeated passage that reinforces the song's main idea. And the purpose of that is to connect the different parts of a song within the body of the song. Now, the difference between the pause and the interlude is that the pause is to interrupt an activity and wait, while the interlude provides a transition while you wait. And the difference between the pause and the interlude is that the pause is a temporary stop or rest. An intermission, if you will, of action or an interruption or a suspension. That's what a pause is. Whereas an interlude is often used, again, to describe the pauses between the acts of a play, or during an intermission. An interlude is a brief period of time that comes in the middle of something. Sometimes an interlude is noisy, sometimes it's peaceful and quiet. But any block of time that comes as a break from an activity can be called an interlude. Now, perhaps you're wondering, what in the world does that have to do with my journey that I'm on? And how do I know when it's time for a pause or an interlude? Well, it depends. Because here's what's interesting to know about interludes. Because we just said that an interlude is an intervening episode, an intervening period of time between two other things. To come between, or to happen between two points in time, if that makes sense. Like an intervention in the middle of a fight between two people, for example. When we look at that word intervene, it's a word that's similar to intercede and interfere or interpose. So these words mean to come or go between something. And in that case, intervene may imply stepping into something to stop a conflict. Maybe an interlude or an intervening episode is needed because there's a conflict between your plan and God's plan. Maybe there's a need for an interlude or an intervening episode because you're going in the wrong direction. Maybe an instrumental passage or transition is needed in your personal musical composition of life so that there can be a realignment or reset made in your life. Maybe you're in an interlude so you can catch your breath between the acts of a play or a movie in your life. I don't know. What I do know is that I thank God for the intervening interludes in my life. He knows what instrumental passage in the musical composition in the movies that's playing in my life. He knows when they need to happen, and he ensures that it happens at the right time and in the right place so that it connects the different parts of a song, of a chorus, and the lyrics and the verses so they all work together for my good. So, I hope today's wisdom has inspired you. I hope that it has encouraged you about the interludes that can happen in your life, the interludes that can connect the song and the different parts of the song and the chorus and the lyrics and the verses and the different acts of the plays and the movies that's in your life. I hope that today's wisdom has inspired you. That's our prayer, always. So make sure that you go to wisdominspired.net to find the links to the platforms where you can listen to the previous episodes, subscribe, and we would love it if you just leave us a review. Lastly, if you'd like to know more about our virtual co-working and collaborating community and how you can benefit from the resources and transformational coaching, send us an email to hello@aaccoworking.com. With that said, meet us back on the line next time. Next, same place, same station with more wisdom inspired. Have a wildly productive day.
I hope you enjoyed the episode of Wisdom Inspired that was brought to you by the AAC Co-working Community, a virtual community designed to support female entrepreneurs, business owners, and freelance professionals. For more, go to wisdominspired.net.